Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am Steven, your keeper. We are here at An Amazing Escape in McDonough, Georgia. We are here with Neil.
Hello.
Robert.
Hello.
Hunter.
Hey.
John.
Yo.
And Brenden.
Salutations.
Yes. So, last time, fun and adventure. After visiting Paulie's pool room, the investigators found the recently deceased Paulie. Actually, it wasn't recently deceased, was it? It was actually dead
Like
for about
3
3 weeks, wasn't he? Yes.
3-week dead body
He was
Paulie.
recently
Forsooth.
discovered to be long
Forsooth.
deceased.
Recently discovered, yes, to be long deceased. You also found that he had scrawled a word in his own blood on the floor below, and after going to investigate a ladder leading into a tunnel beneath Paulie's pool room, you found a child and a 14-foot tall meat monster that he...
Both of whom we promptly murdered.
Yes, both
And
of
I
them
saw
you killed.
skeleton hands.
And you, yes, it wasn't actually covered in the last recording. The recording cut off at the very end, but George Thompson, that would be Hunter's character, looked back and saw a bloated, fleshy hand grab the boy's corpse and drag it into the shadows.
And then we heard a lot of crunching and slurping noises.
Yes, it was. That was the actual final ending of that
And then
episode.
we also heard the patter of everyone running away from that location.
So
wasn't so
Samuel
much the
Baker,
patter as it was-
you run out of the pool room. You run up to the street. It is serene up here. You can hear the traffic in the distance. You can hear somebody yelling at another person up in their apartment. All relatively normal sounds compared to what was going on in that tunnel.
You hear a lot of gunfire.
You hear a lot of gunfire, and you hear what sounds like footsteps coming up from behind you. As you see a group of people, the guys you're just with, dragging Nigel's bloodied body up the staircase and on and out onto the street.
Screaming bloody murder.
Well, what do you guys do now?
Get in the car, get in the car, get in the goddamn car!
Who has the highest sense trouble score right now?
I have,
Highest current pool points.
I want
I
to say
have
my...
6.
You have 6?
Alright then. More
I
Anybody-
have an 8.
You have 8?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
make me a sense trouble check.
Be sure to use that one.
Yeah.
You have 10 in
his,
sense trouble?
His roll dice.
Okay. We'll do next time.
3.
3.
3? All right. Yeah, it looks like you give a quick look around the room. You don't know the street back and forth. You don't notice anything obviously dangerous. You don't. The monster hasn't come out of the room, which is
yeah.
great. And there is the car.
Who has the keys?
Henry has the key. Henry is also screaming, get in the goddamn car!
All right. So you all pile in. You all jump in the car. Who's driving?
Henry is my car.
Okay. So you're driving now. As you're driving along now, you make me a sense trouble test.
Okay then. I believe I have a 3 or a 4 in it.
Oh my god, a 14.
It's a 6. It's
Okay.
a 6.
You notice that when you start pulling off, there is another car on the street that starts pulling in behind you. It turns its lights on and starts following you.
Mother of God.
So-
Is it, what kind of car do I notice?
It appears to be, was it a Model A? I think is an old car for that time.
Yeah, so
It's after the Model T. You see, it's not.
so it's not.
It's lower middle class.
Chevy Coupe over
No,
here.
it's not your. It's not your. What would we call it?
Chauffeur.
Yeah, chauffeur. What was the car that we said?
Duesenberg.
The Duesenberg.
Duesenberg,
Yes,
yeah.
it wasn't the Duesenberg.
What happened to the chauffeur? Didn't you send him off? Or
Yeah,
something?
he drove.
Yeah, he drove off. So where are you guys? Where are you driving to?
I'm going to. Gentlemen, I do believe that you have me at a disadvantage. You know who I am, but I don't know your name. So,
He is
gentlemen,
incredibly articulate for a man without
How
a
are
spleen.
you so...
stiff upper lip, old boy. So, gentlemen, who are you and why are you investigating our dear friend Paulie's place?
I'm Henry Patrick Allen, I say, as I'm desperately looking for any kind of a way to get to a hospital. I'm just a journalist. I'm here trying to uncover a scoop and help out my recently acquired friends over here. And I indicate Sam and Frankie. And I go, but I did not sign up for that shit.
I was asked to investigate the disappearance of Paulie.
By whom?
Yeah. Do you have assess honesty?
No.
Oh, really?
I hire people to do that.
I do.
Okay. He's obviously doesn't want to talk about this. Your character is
Someone with
blatantly.
money.
We're like, what the heck? You also see with the 0 point spin, you also see that he's freaking out too. So what is Samuel actually doing in the car? He hasn't spoken up yet. What is he actually doing?
Breathing heavily.
Okay. So he's like just white knuckling the side of the car. Have you thought of what your temporary insanity is going to be?
Working on that one.
Okay. All right.
All my hobo science, what is this?
It does not save you. All right. So where are you headed to? You said you wanted to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta get you to a hospital, man.
Yeah, Frankie didn't say anything.
Right. I probably gotta deal with the more pressing matters first. You look like you need some treatment. How much? So I should probably assess him and see if I can at least make sure he's stabilized.
So he is at above -6 hit points. So you don't need to spend anything to stabilize him. If he had gotten to -6, you would need to spend 2 points just to stabilize him, and then another point for every 2 hit points he gets back.
Yeah. So I'd be able to just with my skill make him at least up to 0?
Actually, the way that I decided to do that is if you drop below 0, you can recover up to half your maximum hit points from first aid. If you want to go beyond that, you'll have to go seek medical treatment.
So I'm currently at -4. My maximum is 12. So half of that would be 6.
So that gets you up to what?
If you spend 4
Whatever.
First aid, you'll get him up to 6 hit points. You'll at least get him patched up to a point that he can continue the investigation.
You see what you're at -2?
Because while you're at 0 below hit points, you cannot conduct investigations.
Yeah, of course.
So you had to spend 3 just to get him into hospital.
2 for 1. So for 1 expenditure of his first aid point,
Yeah, he's at -4
he gets,
though. So
well, he would need. Yeah, that's right. He would need 3. So that would get him to a +2, and he can continue the investigation if that's just what you want to get him to. How many first aid points do you have?
Well, seeing as how I got like 12.
Oh. But then again,
No problem.
I used a bunch for the raid on the meat packing guys early on because
The Union, yeah.
because they
So how many do you have
hit me
left?
and one of the other guys.
And myself.
I got 7 marked off, so I got about what?
You have 5 left. Yes.
So I could spend 3,
spend 3, and don't forget, there's apparently something else down there.
but I spend 3 so I can make sure he's back in a
So that'll get me to
positive.
2.
So that gets you to 2, so you can actually do investigation.
Oh, does it need to be more severe?
So
No, it's just a little something.
Well,
Maybe you
I
repeat
will-
after people. Like you echopraxia, where you just repeat after what everyone else says.
all right, so that's the first bit of what I was going to do.
And it's going to be the temporary insanity is going to be for 4 hours, or until you get at least 1 stability point back.
Well, I was actually going to see if I could do something to help with that as well.
We'll actually get to what was it? Psychology. What was the actual skill they have?
Reassurance.
Psychotherapy.
Psychotherapy, yeah.
Psychotherapy.
Or psychoanalyst.
Psychoanalyst. That's the one. Yes.
I got 2 points in psychoanalysis and 8 points in reassurance.
The reassurance. If you want to spend 2 points of reassurance, you could get him to shake off his temporary insanity.
I know I have like at least 3 in reassurance.
Because I was going to basically...
As
now
a
that-
medic, you can spend 2 to basically calm people.
Yeah, I was basically, first off, getting him patched up, and then I was like, well, now that he's not an immediate threat, I was going to start rolling up some cigarettes, and like, all right, guys, I got a treat for you, help you calm down.
Calm the nerves.
And all of its therapeutic benefits, It's the 1930s.
Exactly.
Yes. They truly believe that smoking would do you good.
Hey, when you are a cigarette smoker and you don't have your nicotine, having a cigarette calms your nerves.
Yeah, it makes you feel better. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So are you going to the mob doctor or are you going to a hospital?
My guy is driving
Well,
to the hospital.
He's driving to the hospital.
He hasn't mentioned a mob doctor yet.
I will will actually mention Henry. Go over to such address,
So you spent those 3
and that'll be
For the
for the first
first
aid.
aid, yes.
Okay, spent the 3. All right.
I'll give him an address.
Okay. So
Go
he
to-
pulls out a pen and paper, writes your address, and like slides it in front of you.
And I look like, I'm sort of familiar with the street. Yeah.
Okay. Make me you look back in the mirror, and you see that the car is now gone.
The car is now gone.
Yes.
I was gonna say that
You saw, but you recognized in the rearview mirror that had distinctive scratch along the front quarter panel.
front quarter panel.
It was kind of a forest green color.
I want to try and go kind of a long way, not a scenic way, to
Alright,
get
yeah.
to that address, because I don't know if this guy is still tailing me or not, and I want to try and, if he is, confuse him and ditch him.
So you pull up to the address. Neil, what is the name of this mob doctor?
Richard.
Richard?
Yes.
Dick.
I would,
Hey!
Surname.
Dicky.
So what?
Dr. Dicky, yeah.
What kind of a building is this that we're playing? Is it a warehouse?
This is what it's come to.
This will probably be, a upper middle.
Upper middle class private residence.
Yeah,
kind of
because the
thing?
guy would be an actual doctor.
If he's an actual doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he's an actual doctor.
He's an
okay.
actual doctor actually working for the mob.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's actually a fairly well-to-do neighborhood then. It's not going to be like the type of house you live in, but it is upper class.
Yeah.
So
This
you
is
pull
nice.
up in front of it.
So my car wouldn't entirely be out of place here either, because I have a credit rating of 4.
Yeah, not too bad. It would
Yeah.
they'd look at it and be like,
No, you got that model. Ugh. But
right. They definitely would see it as outdated.
Yeah.
For today's standards. But
It
you
gets me
go
from
up
A to
there,
B.
you knock on the door, and you see this long.
I'll actually have Frankie go with me to the front door, and I'll tell the rest of them to continue on the investigation. I'll ask his missionary journalist. I'll ask him for which paper.
And I forget off the top of my head, but I'd tell him which paper
I believe it was like the Chicago Times Tribune.
Yes, Chicago Times Tribune, and go, I'll be there sometime early morning tomorrow. If he can get you back in working order, come find me at our offices then.
I'll call you.
All right,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you're
okay.
going to be. So it's still nighttime.
Yeah.
Now, this is the way that I've decided to run the rest. The way that it's going to work is that I'm going to let you guys choose when you want to spend it. I'll give you 1 rest per adventure, but once you use it, it's gone. So if you want to choose to spend your rest now, you can go find a place, recover 3 general abilities. This does not include health, stability, or sanity. You can either choose to use it now or wait till a later date.
I think wait for a later date.
Well,
If
wait
you
till
guys-
later
it depends.
date. We did just expend a lot of our firearms usage, though.
I know. Let's
have a
do
two,
some
but-
more.
Investigation.
Let's do some more,
It does it have to be a unanimous decision, or can we decide amongst ourselves?
It's got to be unanimous.
All right then.
I'm fine without a restaurant.
You fine with that arrest? Seems like I am.
Well, you need to stop and give them some, some stability back.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Given my current trait, you'll pick that up. What I'm doing, so just.
All right, so it's still nighttime.
All right then.
It's about 11 p.m. Where are you guys going to next? Are you going to try to go to the Borkowski house at night? Are you going? I mean, the municipal office is going to be closed.
I'm about to say.
There is still the house out on the countryside. That's where June was supposed to go.
Yep.
We
I did remember telling her to meet me back at the
editorial office in the morning.
Exactly, with what she's found, if she, can.
Why would I have a reason for staying with you guys after dropping off the guy who just,
You were
got
tasked
bitten in
with
half?
investigating Paulie Allegretti. Paulie Allegretti's dead.
So
well,
you
I
know.
need to go back to the people and tell them
So
that he's dead.
what are you going to tell them? A monster killed Paulie Allegretti.
And they have a wonderful
And they'll be
rubber
like,
room to throw you into.
Oh, is that right?
Well, I could just say that he died and I don't remember anything past that point.
After this address.
That would be the point from which you turn from an informant into a suspect. He died. I can't tell you why, but he's dead.
Dang.
Stop looking for him.
Stop looking for him. He's here. Don't go in the basement.
The reporter was fairly shaken too, wasn't he?
I was down to 1 stability. That's why I'm like, if we could like get into this man's house and like lock the doors and windows,
So whose house?
Richard's.
Oh, well, yeah. If you want to go up there, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I'm down at 4. I'm
Yeah,
trying
so
to-
you all pile into Doc Dick's
Yeah.
house.
So
I-
at 11 o'clock at night, we rouse him from his slumber. You know, with,
Yeah, he opens
with
up. He's
his-
like, "What is? Oh,
His well-to-do buddy slung over our shoulders. And he's
Nigel, what happened to you?"
Like, Nigel's
my character's kind of
indisposed
starting
of the hair
to
moment.
go into a sweat because he thinks he's being backed into a corner now.
Well, how are you going to explain what you saw to people who haven't seen it?
And it's like, well, that's a long story. The short story is Nigel needs help. Can you please?
Must with them, or are we?
Yeah, you're all together.
Yeah, we're kind of all there. So he recognizes Nigel, and then literally nobody else. Oh, speaking of Nigel, here he comes.
Sort of sit there
So we
like,
decided to kind of pile
soaking
into
every time.
to Richard's
You play it.
house.
You can play it up how you want. Yeah.
And he answers the door and he goes, Nigel, what's going on?
Looks like I'm in need of your services.
This time of night? Get in here.
This time of night.
This time of
This time of night.
Yes. Oh no, it gets better.
Oh no.
You're gonna figure out. He's just a little bit. So he sits down. So you guys sit down. He starts working on you. At this point, you guys are just sitting around this living room. The doctor's wife comes out and she fixes you guys up some coffee, a tea, if that's what you need. She asks if you need anything before she heads back to bed.
Thank you for
You
all your
need anything,
hospitality,
dear?
man. His eyes are just
She
bugging
looks,
out
looks
his
down
head.
at you and she's like, "Okay then, I'll be going back to bed now."
Much obliged for
She
your
goes back
hospitality,
upstairs.
ma'am.
At least it's not the constant LeBron.
So now you need to decide.
that he's gotten flack from.
Now the investigators need to decide where to go to next. We're going to spend the night here, I assume.
Yeah, of course, with Richard's permission. You know, it's like, I know we're asking a bit much, but would it be possible for us to perhaps catch a couple of winks in here before heading out in the morning?
Sure, you can use the study.
You're a blessing.
All right, so they bring you some pillows and some blankets out, and you guys bed down on the study floor.
I probably got to assess my group at this point and figure out.
Yeah, now you can take some time.
Yeah, you guys look a little bit rattled.
So this is the way that psychoanalysis works. You actually have to make a psychoanalysis test.
Oh, fun.
The DC, you have to actually meet the DC first. Then you can spend points to, I think it's 1 for 1, to get them to increase their stability.
Oh, God.
So you can spend points to make the initial check, and then you have to spend points after that to actually improve their
I'm
stability.
not sure if I have 2 in psychoanalysis then.
So
Does reassurance not do anything?
I have
Reinsurance
nothing
does not
in
work for this.
psychoanalysis.
Reassurance is like bluff.
yes, it's like bluffing or
Okay.
calming somebody down if they're hysterical. In your case, you can use your reassurance for that. In your case, not every character can do that, however.
So I can reassure myself. It's like, I'll go.
It's like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Not really. No.
No, it was like me at the gym last night. I had
That's
to keep
we
reassuring.
call that
5
rationalization.
more, 4 more. Come on, don't be a wuss. You can do 3 more.
Okay.
I don't know. When we get into the study, though, I'm like locking the door.
Yeah, you can lock it up, and in fact, the doc gives you kind of an odd look as you shut the door and you start moving one of the bookcases over the door.
I'm not sure if I would move a bookcase,
What
but
are
I
you
mean,
doing?
it's like
Locking you in.
no. I'm locking them out. It's
Yeah,
like
you guys can
I
start
need a
looking.
moment to just kind of
Oh, I
think.
already know how to treat his if I fail a roll.
Oh God.
The forget me stick.
Yeah, look into the light.
So this would be the point where your characters can exchange information about what they've uncovered so far.
Yeah, then I guess we would. Yeah,
No, you continue.
I was about to say we just then you let me know more about you, Frankie and Sam, and I'll let y'all know what's going on with me and Choppa and all them. What were you about to say though, Brenden?
Do we know the layout of the room?
Yeah, so it's a study area. So there are a number of bookcases. There is a fur rug. There's a pair of easy chairs. The fireplace has gone to embers. So I was wrong. It was actually once you make the check, the recipient gains 2 stability points for every psychoanalysis point spent.
Oh, so it's 1 for 2 then.
Yes, after you make the test. So
See,
who's
I
gonna?
don't remember if I have 2 points of psychoanalysis though.
I believe it's 1 for 1 if you use it on yourself, or I don't know if you can use it on yourself. I'm trying to find that.
Am I saying?
So is somebody
am I
doing
saying?
that on
No, I'm
others?
saying.
So you have to do it. You have to do it on another person. I
Okay.
don't think you can do that on yourself.
Trying to tell people that I'm
Working for the Bureau of
Feds.
Investigation. I don't know. You have to figure that one out.
I need to
This
ask
is one of those
another
moments I'm like,
Yeah.
is he saying this in character just openly?
Yeah, so he's
No,
just
no,
like
no, out of
talking
character,
out
honestly.
loud.
Hunter, you might want to
You
put a
can play
disclaimer
paranoia if you
before
like.
you speak.
So, like, but just keep it
Otherwise, you
small.
might
You're-
end up with a new pair of shoes.
You're,
Oh, okay, so that,
That's when it comes.
you are
really?
not in friendly territory right now. Then again, I guess this would be the perfect time for Henry to go and what about you? You look like a fly boy. What's your story?
I am an ex World War I war pilot or pilot.
I don't need points in assess honesty to know that he's nervous, do I?
rat.
Lose the hobo to make right.
A rat just walks
Samuel's just
mean-
focusing with the laser intensity
I mean, he's
on the
basically
newcomer.
addressing it as World War One. There's only been the one. That
Yes, already the insanity has started.
Yeah.
What do you mean one?
For future reference, Hunter,
It's the
Great
Great.
War.
It's the Great War. At this
actually
point.
no, we're in America. It's the European War.
Is that
The British called it the Great War.
Okay.
The Americans called it the European War.
what the, like they play?
Yeah, it was their fight,
Call
to
me
be
crazy,
honest.
but
At
I'm
the very
I
end,
have
yeah.
a hunch that there's going to be a second Great War.
Oh, these conspiracy theories. So, anybody making the psychoanalysis tests?
How many points do you have, Frankie?
I got 2.
I don't even know. I know I have at least 1. I think I have 2. but
I
that's
thought
it.
you had 4.
Oh, well then there you go. Again, I
I
can't believe I
can't double.
forgot my character
Forgot
sheet
your
at
character
home.
sheet. I should say 0.
All my points
I'm
are
a nice
0.
keeper until later.
Well, I guess if you want, you can give a
I give one to you.
estimation to the resident hobo, because I mean, hell if I know if that's his normal means of acting or not. He just seems like a hobo to me.
Like an actual rat just walks across the room and yells rat, and I start,
Rat, and you're like, what?
I start sliding.
Rat.
Start sliding for the door. Okay,
The
so
locked and
so yes or
barricaded
no?
door.
Psychoanalysis test.
So I have to spin a point and roll for him, yeah?
You don't have to spend a point.
Oh, I can just roll.
You just have to make a test, but you have to meet the DC first. Then you can spend points. So if you just do a flat roll, if you don't make the DC, then you have to wait until another time that you can sit down and do this again.
I'm gonna spend a
You
point.
can't re-roll it.
I
so
will spend a point.
that's
So I can
part.
roll-
That's part of the mechanics of the game is that you can't just like, oh, I'll just spend points retroactively. It'll be fine. No, there's trepidation
I
involved.
thought you were saying you gotta make the DC and then put points in.
No,
for
well,
if it
once he actually does succeed, then he spends points to give them
Oh,
stability.
jeez.
Yes.
All I need to do is spend 1 though, and it'll shake off his shaking. 'cause
Yes,
he's at
he'll get
0.
2. Yes, he'll get 2
Yeah,
back.
so I'm spending 1 point
All right.
to do the test, and I don't make it because it's a 2.
Nope.
It's a one
You
on the
you are unable. You are unable to.
I think it's fitting that
Help
the
him.
1 on my dice are skulls because that's so fitting for this campaign.
Would you like to try it? Or is it? Can you do it on the same person? If the attempt is unsuccessful, the spender cannot re-roll the same character until the character loses more stability points.
Somebody punch the hobo.
So you actually. So now that it failed, you cannot regain stability points using this method
From me.
until you lose more.
From me, specific, because it said the spender cannot.
That's true. It did say the spender.
So-
So you can try it again if
Frankie
you,
can
you
try
can
it.
try it. So yeah, you're not having it with Henry. So maybe Frankie could help you out.
It's like, just cheer up, bloke.
I'm just giving.
Oh yeah, just shake off mental
Shake it
illness.
off.
I'm
That's-
just going
that's
to give
terrible.
it a flat roll because
All right.
I think that, I mean, like I said, he just seemed like a hobo to me. This just might be his normal level of crazy.
Give me the roll. You're unable to
Really?
to help him. No.
Jesus.
Nah, he just seemed like a crazy hobo.
Jesus.
So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to regain any stability at this point.
We
So
tried,
you're going to
buddy.
continue with your with the
Should I try?
little shakes and shivers and whatnot.
Should I try for Mr. Reporter Man here? Because he looked like he a little jittery too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can try helping him.
I only have one, so any loss of stability, and
It's going to
I'm
be bad
zero.
for you, yes.
I am shaking.
And a 3.
I'm at
Nope.
a 4.
Serious?
Nope. Yep.
I'm at a 4.
Certain occupations have a lower DC for this particular check, but the DC is 4.
Jeez.
Stability is not easily recovered. Notice
Is that the only way to recover stability?
the only other way is to fulfill a drive. And you know where that usually leads. So yes, I could definitely, throw you some stability points your way, but that usually means that you're heading further into the plot.
So, I guess at this point, my guy is like, people seem fine. I've seen worse.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
It's like they can't be as bad off as I did.
So if I can, I'll be like, I'll say 0 point attempt for just reassure you guys are fine. I can make up
sure,
a
they seem fine.
few
They seem
cigarettes
totally
for you
fine.
guys.
Okay, so it is now in the morning.
I got a little Spanish fly for you. I got a little bit of that Cuban especial. I got the Amish root, right? I got plenty in supply. That good Southern special.
It is a study, so you can sit there.
I will take a Southern special. You might want to give a Cuban to our kind host.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing to do, to drop it by.
Yeah.
All right, so it's morning time. Do you want to first head to the municipal office, to the editorial office? Do you want to go to the house on the outskirts of town? Do you want to go to the stockyards, or do you want to go to the Borkowski's house?
I say the editorial office. By the way, how many health does he recover from the doctor?
Spend a credit rating, and I believe it's 2 points per day. So you're technically supposed to actually spend the time in bed convalescing, but we'll just say that you'll recover 2 right now above half. If you don't take any more damage, you'll recover another 2 down the road.
Okay.
So, did the locked and barricaded room provide us the rest to replenish abilities?
If you want to spend your rest and get your 3 general abilities back, you may, but that would be the only time during this whole adventure you
say
can use
hold
it.
off.
You say hold off? Alright, so we're holding off.
That would be probably a bit premature.
No,
Let's
in
do
fact,
some more.
I don't have any more firearms.
not that you
guys.
can see.
I'm scuffling. I'm
It
punching
is
the
prohibition.
monsters at this point.
So they wouldn't just have alcohol just sitting out on the study table,
No, but hey, cigars.
They might, yes, cigars, totally do
Anyone
it.
else need a smoke? Anyone?
Again,
I believe
give
at
a
this
Cuban
point
to
in
our host.
time, marijuana was also seen back and forth regulation. It was not at this point classified underneath the FDA. It was DEA.
DEA.
I think at this point it may have been FDA, but I'm not sure. But
Technically, that's what the Spanish fly
I
is.
don't think until
could totally be
the
marijuana.
50s is when it was outlawed.
No, it was in the mid-30s.
Mid-30s, really? Okay.
Because
Well-
Reefer Madness, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Yeah, that was Hearst's doing. On
Yeah, but that was like
a
Department
number of
Treasury.
his. They did a number of things. There was some things that there was. Some of it was a bit sketchy.
To the listeners, if you want a good laugh, watch Reefer Madness.
Something special comes
It's
from
hilarious.
Yeah. So you head into the editorial office first.
I'd say so. Check in with June. We can then send her to the municipal's office to
Alright.
keep doing some more
We'll
research.
actually,
Do you mind if I?
Are you going to make a phone
we'll
call?
make a phone call.
I
Where
didn't know
to?
if you were like giving it
I
to
don't
a
know.
friend.
Olga Romanov. No.
Olga?
Yes.
Okay, so who do you want to play Olga?
Who has a good good female Russian accent?
До свидания, comrade.
The Soviet Union does exist at this point.
It is the USSR.
It's the early years of the USSR.
What is it? Dos Vidalian?
До свидания, comrade.
Yeah.
Dos Vidalian.
Who is this
Does our
character?
host want any?
She is
She's-
a cat burglar.
Yeah, she's a
Ooh.
Cat burglar.
former cat burglar / smuggler.
Why is she stealing cats?
Are you trying to do this to recover stability? Because that's another way that in a pulp game like
Yes. Recover
hybrid like
stability,
this,
What's your
Outlander, as well as.
you're going to need to spend some more time other than just on a phone call.
Well, no, I was gonna
Like, I have to go
call her-
hug my daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna actually call her to bring me back to my residence and spend more time than just a give it a phone call.
Okay, so she's on the phone.
Right?
Hey, Maladoy, who is this?
Oh, good dear. This is Nigel.
Nigel. To what do I owe the surprise?
Got something for you to do. Pick me up over at Doc Richards.
Am I going to enjoy what I find?
You might. You might, my dear.
Very well.
All right.
Be there in an hour.
Okay. All right, so you're going to be picked up in an hour. Where are the rest of you guys heading to? So you're heading to the editorial office. Anybody joining you?
After I've done all I've tried to do, making sure people are in health and
okay.
mentally, failing to see if they're mentally sound.
Okay, so you're going to follow them along.
I figured keep an eye on these people for now.
My character wants-
Yeah, plus Sam is going to need some more help down the road.
My more experienced eyes, these are some.
Right.
They can't handle
My
themselves
character's
very
gonna
well.
go ahead to the diner that serves his specialty.
Oh, yeah. So you guys are going, so basically headed to your sources of stability, looking for
I'm heading to the specialty diner.
Okay. All right. So what was the name of the NPC that
Johnny Newell.
Johnny Newell. Okay. Was Johnny a former pilot as well, or was he?
No, he's a buddy of mine that actually works at the restaurant.
Okay. So who do you want to play Johnny?
Neil.
All right. So yeah. So are you taking a car? I mean, you don't have a car.
I mean, I guess I can walk.
You can walk all the way down the diner. That's gonna take some
Sure.
time. All right. So
Well, the diner would have to be near my work, I guess, or near the work. Since I
airport?
don't really have a car. I only have a plane.
well, you can always take the bus. That's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
what this is Chicago.
Okay,
the
then
bus
I'll
or the
take
trolley car at this time. I'm not sure if buses were.
Well, I don't know about buses.
But definitely had trolley cars. So you can make your way down there.
Yeah.
You guys head back to the editorial office, the three of you.
Yeah.
And you go back up there, and Jonah tells you that he hasn't seen June at all today. It's now 10 o'clock in the morning. She never showed up. She hasn't phoned in either.
I tell Jonah, if she comes in, keep her here. Don't let her leave.
I can give you a phone call. Where should I direct it?
I believe the municipal office is where we're headed next.
Very well. Olga comes and picks you up.
Okay.
You guys head back to to your house.
Yes.
Is this a penthouse apartment in a skyscraper, or
This will be a.
or is it actually a house, like a mansion?
Yeah, it'll be a manor.
Okay,
Outside
so you have a
town.
manor house just outside the city. So you head there. What do you want to talk about?
Want to talk to her? Definitely going to tell her that in her line of work, she needs to stay out of the sewer, stay above ground. I hate to see something happen to her.
That's an oddly specific thing to say, darling.
Yes. Well, I should say, my dear, there are things underground that should not be. One took a bite out of me last night.
You see that there's a bite wound across his stomach.
Yeah.
It's bandaged, but it's there.
Have somebody released alligators into the sewer?
We'll go with that. I'm going to let her know to, whenever she goes back to the office, let them know that I found Paulie and Paulie ain't no more.
Oh, this is very sad news to hear. Do be safe. I fear the adventurer's life is not for you.
No, it's not.
But still, you've already found this exquisite knife. What else is down there? So there could be more.
His drive isn't curiosity. That's me.
Yeah, but it's antiquarianism, so it could still be
There could be-
like recovering artifacts of the lost past.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of them. It seems like you remember from a previous session that the knife still seems awfully new for being. I mean, but all the correct. It's got all the correct markings of
As
being
if
from
it
ancient
were
times.
authentic.
As if it were authentic. It just
Not
it
old
doesn't have nearly enough wear on it.
Yes, it's just not old enough.
It's just
It's
strangely,
not.
it's not old enough. In fact, that's puzzling.
It's only recently ancient.
Yes. Well, if you want to spend an archaeology point, you can find out some more information about the knife.
Actually, I will.
Excellent. So, doing some research at your house, you find that somebody has gone through extensive investigations to create this knife. For a person to create a knife of this accurate detail, they would either have to be ancient Mayan themselves, or they would have to have known them. And since the Mayan civilization long since collapsed many centuries ago,
Like a couple of millennia.
that seems improbable. Roll me a stability test.
So it couldn't just be a really good recreation.
5.
You're fine. It's like
I don't
It
think
just-
with 1930s technology they had very good.
I mean,
Recreations
isn't
and
it, you said it was an obsidian knife, yeah?
yes.
Something's a bit clear
I
with
don't-
this knife.
Yeah, I don't think they had great not recreational, but recreating pieces
There
from
is- I
history
mean,
in like.
you'd be
1930s.
surprised.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
The 30s are more advanced than people give it credit for.
I mean, they were doing nuclear research in the
Oh,
30s.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys head to the municipal office.
And I forgot my
Does
notes.
anybody have bureaucracy?
I believe I do.
Since we don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, though.
Okay.
The person who does
not.
isn't there.
Okay. Then you can spend a point of reassurance at the table at the front desk to get through the bureaucracy.
It's like, oh yeah, no, we're supposed to be
we're
here.
supposed to be. Yeah,
All right.
Well, remember,
supposed to be here.
remind me, the Henry wants to be at the municipal office because of the Fed agents were asking about Paulie Allegretti, yeah?
Yes.
Are
They're
those the
here as well.
same agents?
Yes, that would be Special Agent Whittemere. Although George has not informed Henry of this, you, however, you know there's something funny with him.
He's a funny guy.
Sam, do you have assess honesty?
I'm carving a
Nope.
knife.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah, he's
So
lost
you
it.
get into the municipal office. Here we have a 0-point spend, a 1-point spend, or a 2-point spend in either accounting or library use.
I have neither. You don't have either.
Well, I'm not even with you guys. I'm over.
Yeah, you're with
yeah.
us.
You want to go to the diner?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
was
He went to
going
the
to
diner.
Yeah,
That's
we're
right.
going to get to him in a second.
accounting, library, or what?
Accounting or library use? Anything to do with looking up, researching papers?
Not evidence collection. So I know I still have like 4 in that.
I will bump up all the
DC by 1.
yes. I'll bump all the requirements up by 1 because it's defaulting.
So the 0-point spin will become a 1-point
Seriously,
spin.
guys didn't get any points in this?
Well,
In library use?
The only academic ability my guy has is language, and that's a 1 point.
Okay. How about your character?
I didn't.
Brenden.
I
All
didn't
right.
know
I have
that.
it, but I'm not there.
I didn't know that library use and accounting would play a large part. I mean, I have points in
It's a
archaeology.
Trail of Cthulhu.
Yeah,
All right.
I've never played one.
Library use. Yeah. All right. So
I
I
can
will say
see-
that you'll get a phone call
Okay.
from Feinberg and Goldstein, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Goldstein, yeah.
Yes.
Feinberg and Goldstein.
They tell you that they are working on your case, and they believe that some of the records that you need is in the municipal office. All right, so we can just fast forward to get there. You find these guys. They're like looking through all the stuff. They don't know what to make heads or tails of it. So you can go ahead and you can you can make a 0, 1 point, or 2 point spend in either accounting or library use.
I just thought
Do all
with,
3.
with my athletics and looking clueless in a library, I must look like Gaston.
Holding the book upside down, like, I don't know how to read this.
It doesn't have any pictures.
I'll do a 1 point library use.
Okay, so this is what you find. You find that Paulie Allegretti was the choke point for most of the protection money being funneled through the meatpacking industry. The only money that wasn't funneled back to the big boss was to the big boss Capone.
Yeah.
Was the Capo's cut, Allegretti's. You find that the funds were diverted off to a place called PP's room. The address is listed there. You recognize it as Paulie's pool room.
Yeah.
With the 1 point spend, you recognize that every business operating in the district was paying money to Capone. The only discrepancy here is a blotted out name in the ledger with no financial annotations next to it. The only legible part is SS. Cross-referencing this with other files reveals that this is to be the Chambliss Meatpacking Plant fits the file. You check tax records and find, oddly enough, that Chambliss Meatpacking Plant has not paid income tax since 1907. There are other tax records paid on time and as early as possible every year, but the company claims that it has done nothing but spend money for the last 2 decades. There is, however, more information with an additional point to spend. And you can do it in either accounting or library use.
I don't have accounting. I do have one more library use, but I want to hold on to that.
Alright, so you don't get the last clue. So at the diner, Johnny, he steps up and he says, George, what can I get for you?
You know what I'm here for.
I don't think I do.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm a recurring customer. I mean, I.
The special will be then. He's gonna go get you. He's gonna get you a sloppy Joe. Takes a minute. He brings out the food. He sits down next to you. So, looks like something's bugging you. What's going on?
I saw some messed up stuff.
Oh, something I can help you out with?
You're gonna call me crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, it's done.
Something messed up. Something messed up. I saw a man get bit almost in half today.
Really? I didn't know that I didn't hear about any bears coming into the city.
If only it was a bear.
If only it was a bear. What are you talking about, man?
It was a giant. It was giant. I can't describe it well. It looked like it was made out of meat.
Huh. You sure you're feeling there? Are you feeling all right there, George? Maybe spending too much time in that airplane. You know, I heard that that low oxygen environment's bad for your head.
I know what I saw.
Well, tell you what, this won't be on the house today. And he gets up. All right, so where are you headed to next?
I guess to the the whatchamacallit office.
All right, yeah. So that didn't take you very much time. So you get there, and you're actually able to. Do you go to the records, or do you go?
Points since I was with one of my
Nope.
sources of stability or whatever.
Nope, not yet. You gotta spend more time with them.
Dang.
It's not that easy, man. So you head off to the municipal office. If you'd like to spend, you can join them in their investigations. You see that they're there working. You can also go up to Agent Winbeer's office before you head down to the archive, but that might blow your cover. So the thinly veiled cover.
Well, I mean, they're all downstairs, right?
Yeah, they're all in the archives. Yeah.
Okay. There's still a chance they could see me if they come back up. So yeah.
You can just go straight to them.
I'll just go down with them in the archive.
Do you have accounting or library use?
Nope.
No accounting and no library
No
use.
counting and no library use.
Well, I guess you guys are just out of luck then. Okay, so where do you head to next? So you found some information. You also have the address for the Chambliss Meatpacking Plant. It's not that difficult to recognize. I mean, you've probably seen it at least a dozen times the past month already, and you just run around town. It's a giant brick building sitting in the meatpacking district. It's huge.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should go have a talk with those feds.
So you guys could go up and see Whittemere. You could go follow up and see what happened to June. You could go.
That's what I'm worried about.
You could go to the Burkowski, the Chambliss charities at the stockyards or the Burkowski house.
We still have those receipts on us, though.
Mm-hmm. So the receipts.
Yeah, I grabbed those. I might look them. Well, we'll have them here.
Yeah. In which case, yeah, I would go talk with those agents from earlier.
Hey, would I with them not going to like an actual doctor, would I think that maybe that was a mob doctor or whatever?
You know, we didn't go to a hospital.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Let's see. Do you have any streetwise? How about law?
No streetwise, no law.
Then no.
No, that was just his good personal buddy that was just happened to be a doctor.
Yeah, he could be a doctor. You can just show up. He is rich after all.
Yeah. So better than waiting in
there's no
an
obvious
emergency room for 4 hours while you bleed to death.
Yeah, there's no evidence to suggest that he's connected to the mob so far.
So
although, except for the fact they all showed up at Paulie's pool room, and they seem to recognize Paulie Allegretti. Other than that part.
But then again, Paulie Allegretti has got around.
He's kind of a well-known figure in the in Capone's organization and now Nettie's.
But yeah, I go up to the agent's office.
By yourself, or who are you going? Anybody join them?
I would let it, fellas. I think I want to have a chat with those agents that tried to have a conversation with y'all earlier at the rally. I think if I can get them investigating this Chambliss meatpacking business with whatever shifty things they might be up with, that might buy us some time on our own investigation.
Maybe it'll at least give us enough advanced firepower that we don't get stuck fighting some of those things again solo.
Oh, you all right there, Sam? You kind of twitched there.
Yeah, Sam jumps off the floor.
Yeah, you all right, Sammy?
His eyes.
You don't have to go
roll
talk
wildly.
with the feds if you want. I'll have a conversation. You don't have to go. You can wait in the car if you want. Okay.
Shakes his head.
I'll stay with your friend to make sure he's okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so
you do that. Good job, Flyboy.
So are you going, Neil?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So the two of you
He's
head
in
up.
the municipal office. That's
So they bring
already-
you back, and Agent Whittemere is in his office. It's a office in the municipal building that's been cleared out, and it's kind of a temporary office. He's just setting up there. He brings you in, sits you down in the chair, and he says, "So I heard that you had some information about the Allegretti case."
Indeed. We discovered something a little bit.
You know, there's a $20 reward going for people who can provide information that conclusive leads. on the
Conclusive
case.
leads on the case. And I take a
$20 is a lot of money, by the way.
$20 back then is that's like a $200 reward.
Yes.
Yeah. I would take a
Better
glance
than
at
actually.
my friend Frankie over here if he was trying to.
He's smoking a cigar in the
Yeah, so,
office. Do you hand him one?
We actually found that same Mr. Allegretti
Did you now?
posthumously. Indeed.
Do you have assessed honesty?
I do have assessed honesty. I have one
A
point.
0-point spend. He doesn't believe you.
I place the box of receipts on the table and I go, "We found
Says,
them."
"What's this?"
Yeah. We found these.
He slides it over. He starts looking through them.
We found these next to his body. Dead, bleeding, old, at least 3 weeks.
How do you know it was him?
Yeah, I placed down his identification that we searched his body and got.
Really? Where'd you find him at?
A little place called Paulie's Pool Room. Have you heard of it?
I have. We did an investigation into it back when we were taking down Capone's outfit. We thought they had Paulie had closed up shop, but apparently that was not the case. He kind of looks through the. I don't see what this has to do with Paulie Allegretti's case. These receipts, they're all for a place called Chambliss Meatpacking.
Whatever they are, they're important enough that he was gripping onto him as he died. We found these in his care, or what was his care.
Have we found anything else about the meatpacking plant?
This is out of character at this point. What do we know is that the Allegretti was in some way involved with the Chambliss thing. Because I had notes. I had very crazily scrawled notes, and I left them at home. I don't want to tell him everything that we know. I certainly wouldn't mention anything about any evisceration or meat monsters. Definitely not going to bring that one up.
I
Yeah.
don't want to mention shooting a kid in the face
I
either.
definitely don't want to mention the murder of a small child.
What was this about a kid?
Shut up! This mime cannot talk. He's from France. Y'all refresh my memory. What? Because we found out something else.
We found out Mr. Chambliss had that expedition. I found that out.
Yes, Chambliss had done an expedition with the Borchowskis.
Yeah. They were the ones that came back. The meat company. One, they weren't at the rally, which was unusual.
Found that they have not paid any income tax because they have not claimed any income.
Yes.
Yeah.
You found that they've been paying all the other taxes and fees, everything they need to stay operational. You found out that, let's see, with your additional life point spent at the library, that they underwent a period of consolidation, and that some people speculated that they were going to be reopening with new mass production technology, but it never came through. The company's been quiet for years and years and years now.
Those receipts were basically.
Chambliss is considered to be a recluse.
The receipts were basically receipts of cattle.
Yeah.
Cattle purchases.
Random amounts and dates. So it was.
Hey,
You're-
Steven, I have a quick question. Would missing persons case be handled by like police and like feds?
It would be.
in 1930. Or
It
what?
would definitely police.
Yeah.
Bureau of Investigation if it crosses state lines.
Yeah, if it became a federal case. I would mention that. I would mention that Chambliss Meat Company and the Borchowskis have been really, really quiet. And if you want to continue following whatever Paulie Allegretti was up to, this seems to be your lead to follow.
All right. Well, we'll take a look into it. Thank you very much for dropping in. See the clerk for your reward on the way out.
We greatly appreciate
You
it.
guys each get $20. So
we get
recover
20
what?
bucks.
So
Woo, 20 bucks, Richard.
so if you had spent a point of credit rating, you can recover 1 now.
Sweet. All right, does Moneybags over here recover one?
No.
I would blow my nose on $20.
He's part of the group that
My sticky finger.
he's part of the group that would roll $100 bill and tobacco it and smoke it.
I
Yeah.
got
He's
an
part of
idea
that
for
group.
this. I'm buying more ammo for the Thompson.
Yes, you can totally just there's basically a straight swap for reloading the Thompson machine gun. You now have 100 rounds in it.
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
that'd
mean,
be
Yes. Yes.
I don't think that'd be 20. So looking on the inside on the
It's
handbook, it's like for a box of 50.
it's not
Well, it's a
exact.
drum magazine.
Yeah, it's like $1 or something.
It's not exact.
It's still,
Oh, okay,
It's
never
still
mind.
the exact same though.
Yeah.
Still the same ammunition.
Yeah, still. So that would be like $2. So he still has $18 left.
He got a bad deal on it. He didn't know what he was doing.
I might use the rest. I might call in a favor to.
You can buy more ammo. It doesn't have to be just 100 rounds. You can
Yeah.
buy more clips of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy another drum.
I probably want
Empty one drum.
I probably
There
want
goes the
to
other.
fill up on some revolver rounds too.
Yeah.
And because I might even call a contact of mine. Actually, one of the sources of stability. My old war friend Johann Frederick.
Oh,
Johan. I
Let's see.
I'd appreciate a clip as well, there, buddy.
so Johan's like, yes, what can I get you? Ah, Frankie, my friend, it's been too long.
Johann, my friend, I got a favor to call in.
Oh, what can I do for you?
You still got some of those old war connections?
Yeah.
I might need a little more hardware.
Well, let me see what I can do about that. All right, so so I want you to spend a credit rating for that, and he's going to set you up with 4 grenades.
Okay, man.
I don't care.
Hubba.
I don't character question. Who has points and explosives?
So yes, you now can add 4 grenades to your inventory.
Hubba.
The
I
hobo
have
You're gonna
with
meet
grenades.
Johan. He's gonna get back to you, and he's
Yeah.
gonna give you some grenades.
The hobo with grenades. Hey, it makes sense. I got 3 points of explosives too.
I got just 1 point, but it's like,
I have 0.
I think. Okay, so yeah, so.
I didn't think I was going to be dealing with explosives anytime soon in this campaign.
Oh, how wrong you were.
You're right.
you think I'm gonna have old war connections with a German for just no reason? One, he's someone I can talk to about like, hey, there's some crazy crap that happens in war. We can
So-
talk about this. And 2,
Boom.
ammo. All sorts of ammos and explosives and things that go boom.
So,
Take some of
yes.
that 45 ACP from my 1911.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, you're able to get some more ammo for it. Just simple refit, but yeah, you get some grenades for. I get 4 grenades.
Shove it down his throat.
So you guys come back from Whittemer's office. Where are you guys head to after this?
I would have actually after the
Municipal office.
Investigation.
yeah,
Or
after the
municipal
archives.
building.
After the archives, I would have gone back to my residence and
Okay.
made a few phone calls, let my business associates know.
Okay, so you're all coming. Okay.
So I would let them know what's going on with what I found with Paulie. Let them definitely make sure they know that Paulie's no longer with us.
With
Okay,
us.
so you're calling up Cicerello.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that." Well, I'll have to break it to his old woman.
But I also let them know something's odd with this Chambliss Meatpacking Company.
Oh,
Paulie was working with them.
you never mentioned anything about him.
I went through his ledger books, and they were the only ones not paying, but their name
Really?
was scratched out.
That may have been something he'd been onto. Nigel, you've done so much for us so far, but we'd definitely be in your favor if you go and investigate this, check it out for us. Find out why this meatpacking plant has been off the ledges for so long, and if they're the ones that killed Allegretti. Well, I can send some guys to help you take it out. This is not going to be tolerated.
Tell the guys to don't pack lightly.
Okay.
Bring heavy ordnance.
Just give me a call when you need it.
I like having heavily armed friends. How you doing, friend? How you doing, buddy?
All right, so
Salutations.
so you're
What was
there.
the $20? I only get the 100 thing for that, or
Well, we measure the money in credit rating, so
Okay.
it's just for flavor tax.
yeah, got it.
So you still got loaded up there.
So your credit rating did not increase, but the credit rating did not increase, but the credit rating pool points recovered by 1 if you had it. So
Gotcha.
there are some cases where if you get enough money at once, you can actually boost your total credit rating
Okay.
up a level. But you have to be like either a substantial income or a substantial windfall in order to do that. Like inheritance,
Substantial
yay.
for
Lower class guy, yeah.
in the 30s.
What was that? You make what, like your character makes what, like maybe $1,000 a year, even maybe. Where to next?
Well, I'd ask them if they had any thoughts.
So you're at your house. So you're actually with these
I'm
two
still with-
here,
okay, so-
and with you met him back down at the car.
Well, I was in the car with him, I guess.
Yeah,
because-
Yep, yep. So where are the 4 of you headed now?
I'd ask them, y'all have any place specific in mind? If not, I'm starting to worry about June.
It's between that and the meat packing factory keeps popping up. So
Every time it meet,
Oh, that's
every
what it
every
is.
time you see every time one of you says meat, you see Samuel jump.
Man, I could
Every
really
time
go for some meat
Chambliss-
right now.
Oh no, that one too. All right.
He could punch you as a response.
I suppose I'd hate to leave abroad.
He's not doing okay.
I suppose I'd hate to leave abroad to such a dire circumstance after what we came across.
All right, so you head out to the house in the countryside.
Oh yeah. Have I ever even really got your guys' names or whatever?
Henry
All them?
Patrick Allen.
I was gonna say
Alright.
nobody's ever really asked anything about this guy. It's just like
He was a
I'm just-
part of it.
So you go out to the countryside. It's an old Victorian era house. You see that it's rather ornate. It seems to have it's fallen into disrepair, as if there has not been enough money or not been enough effort to maintain it. On the mailbox, you see the name Moody. So you're able to guys step out. You guys go up to the door.
Do I not see June's car here? Or would she have taken a cab?
You don't see her car here. 0 point evidence collection spend, no car.
Alright then.
You go up to the house, knock on the door, and you see a little old lady answer the door. And she says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Tip my hat to her and I go, "Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Henry Patrick Allen. I work for the Chicago Tribune."
Oh, another one, I see.
Oh, excellent.
There was another young man that came here a few days ago. His name was Eddie. Good Eddie.
My eyes go a little bit wide, and I go, "Oh yeah, Eddie. We're good friends, he and I."
See.
I can ask you about that in just a minute if I could, but bother you for a minute of your time. A coworker and a dear friend of mine by the name of June came out here yesterday.
Yes, that nice woman that came by here yesterday. She came in, she asked me some questions, and she went to take a look in the attic. Strangest thing.
Attic.
After she came back down, she looked rather stricken, all pale, and she sped off in her car.
Indeed. Might I ask you what she asked?
Well, she was asking about that chopper fellow. Apparently, he's gone missing.
anything that jars his
It
memory.
starts with M. It starts with John.
M, that's the trigger phrase.
Eat! Anyway.
Stop it.
Let's go meet some more people.
So we're gonna have the first vegan hobo.
So that's what happened.
Eating dandelions from now on.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, so, you have some rather unusual company, young man.
Oh, yes, we do keep a little bit of a
She gives all three of you a withering look. She doesn't like the look of your company.
Yeah. Frankie here was actually a soldier in the European War, and remind me your name out of character.
George.
Again? And Georgie here was a flyboy,
Oh.
actually.
And the one that smells like a pig nap.
Old friend from childhood by the name of Sam. Yeah, they're coming with me, running some errands. You know, not everybody has the luxury of a car these days.
Yes, those poor folk.
Indeed. Tragedy. Damn Hoover. Oh, no, not Hoover. Damn, what's his name? President.
Hoover's still president at this
It was
point.
still Hoover.
Yeah,
Okay.
FDR isn't voted in until
This
2 years
is
later.
the Hoover Bills were the name
Hoover,
of the...
eventually, yes.
The hobo towns.
Yeah.
It's literally what they were. They were
I
hobo
just thought of
towns.
something evil that I'm not gonna do.
Damn
Well,
that
you
Hoover.
may do it later. This is Cradle of Cthulhu. So.
Wrecking this country.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'm trying not to torment him.
Okay.
But you didn't, June didn't mention where she went now, did she?
No, but she was asking questions about the Chambliss Meatpacking Plant, and she was also asking questions about Eddie Choppa.
You wouldn't happen to know where he might have gone, would you?
No, not to the slightest. She was also asking about the history of the house as well. I don't know why she'd be interested in that.
Oh, it's quite a beautiful house, old, and I imagine
Yes.
prestigious.
My old husband, Sax Commode, bought it off of a gentleman by the name of Andrew Chambliss a number of years ago. Apparently the old chap was downsizing.
Oh, I did hear about that. I hear they're struggling to make a profit, too, nowadays.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Soft drive for curiosity. She mentioned something about an attic.
She did mention something. But, like, part of me is like, I want to go
Why
check out
would
that
June
attic.
go to the attic?
But part of me was also like, I don't want to, like, just march around this woman's attic.
You could ask.
You know, I would. You know. I'm a little bit concerned for my friend. She didn't show up for work yesterday, and you know, she's a bit of a flighty broad. I'd hate for something terrible to have happened. Would it be, perhaps with your permission, all right if we took a look inside that attic, maybe find what
Very
scared
well.
her?
Alright, so she goes up to one of the rooms. In fact, she explains that it's Andrew Chambliss's old master bedroom. You notice that in the copper ceiling, there's an oddly shaped corner where there is a entrance into a attic, a hidden attic on the top of the mansion. So who's all going up there?
I obviously.
All right, George climbs up there.
I go up there.
You go
of
up
course.
there. I do
Either
too.
y'all going up there?
Go behind them.
All right, go
She's
behind
last.
him.
Sam has
So
learned.
you step into the attic. You see there's some cracks of daylight are filtering through, and give me a stability test.
See, but see, the old lady's in the room with us, so
She can't climb up the stairs.
no,
Wait,
she
am I
can't.
all the way up there?
Yes, you're all the way up there.
Watch it just be like a dead cat or something, and she flipped out over nothing.
No.
You're fine.
6.
You're fine.
4.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay.
Oh, God.
So you don't take. Nobody takes any stability loss, but it
We've
is
encountered worse today.
unsettling. You see, that the room is hot, stifling, and dark. Does anybody have archaeology?
I do.
Okay, 0 point archaeology spin. You see that there are a number of symbols and odd configurations chipped into the floor and into the rafter beams using a knife. It appears to be the. Do you have any forensics? Does anybody have any forensics?
Don't have forensics. No.
Okay.
I have evidence collection. I have
Would I have a
languages.
flashlight?
Do you have craft, perhaps?
Craft?
Craft.
No.
No.
I do have
Okay.
languages. I have history. I have. Let me see the sheet.
Well, I'm asking
But
if
that's. But
Only the mac and
that was
cheese.
odd. That was odd enough. But you see, in the middle of this room, there is a carved spiral pattern. It is. You see that each of the carvings are small pictographs or runes just chiseled in the floor with a knife, with these weird spiraling, unsettling patterns all forming a center. Scattered along the lines of these spirals are dead animals. There's raccoons, cats, birds, dogs. They're all set up in this ritualistic formation. Does anybody have occult?
I have a cold.
You have occult.
Oh,
okay.
Lord. Oh,
0
is this
point or 1
shell
point
shock?
spin?
Try 0 point.
0 point spin. This appears. You see that these animals are curled into concentric patterns around the untouched manuscript in the middle. You see that it is a strange sight. Upon picking up, you see that it appears to be an incantation. If you'd like to spend a point, I can give you more information.
I only got the 1 point.
I don't have any occult. I don't think anybody of us
Is
has
it
any
like
occult.
one of every animal?
All right,
or
so
is it just-
with a 0 point spend, It appears to be, again, some kind of incantation to enact a ritual.
See,
There is both Mayan and English phonetic translations of it. So you could speak the words aloud and cause effect to occur. With a 1 point spin, I can give you more information on what this might be.
How about we disrupt the obviously cultist-like formation before we do something?
I kind of like the idea of, what happened last time as someone started speaking Mayan things aloud?
Glares at
speak
Neil.
English, you commie.
His character isn't even there.
You're not even there.
I don't know. First off, would they even know what Mayan language sounds like?
With English
With an
phonetics.
English phonetic translations
Yeah,
on the
there's a
bottom of
phonetic
it.
translation to it.
Like, I would know,
Yeah.
obviously, in Scythian, but
Somewhere
Did you start reading it?
No.
Someone's talking about me.
I say we put one
without
animal
that-
off the thing and then
I wouldn't be able to get that point back at any point in time either.
Well,
Would
we
Nope.
haven't done our rest yet, so you could.
No, those,
That's
that's
not-
just for
that's-
general abilities. That's
yeah.
not investigative abilities.
I say do it.
do it. Do it.
All right.
All right, spend it. Make me a stability test.
If he starts like acting like he's about to hurt himself, I'm going to grab him.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
So this appears to be an ascension ritual. By speaking the words here at this point, it seems to be a ritual for the overturning or killing of some type of entity in order to take its place.
The returning or killing of some entity
In order to take its place.
its place.
Huh, that funny.
And 0 point evidence collection spin, you can see that there are footsteps in the dust. They appear to be of a size shoe that June would wear. She apparently has been here.
Let's hope the worst didn't happen and she got swapped with somebody.
You also see that there is a piece of paper or a pad of paper, and with a pencil next to it, and you can see she wrote down the phonetic basically made a sketch of the paper and took it with her.
Okay. She made a copy of ritual things. This sounds bad.
And it appears that the ritual only requires you to speak these words out loud repetitively for the effect to occur.
Repetitively. So stop saying them.
Yep.
I would take up the paper and the pencil that she dropped. Curiouser. Did I regain anything from following that soft drive anyways?
Yeah, reading one.
Alright, regain 1, thank you. In which case, is there anything else that we can see from looking around? Any more evidence collection?
Nope, that's all you hear.
No history, no cryptography,
No, other than the
other than what we already know?
the only thing is that in the bottom you see scrawled in a cruel handwriting that says they will witness.
On her pad or on the other one?
On both.
Oh no.
On both. Now, does this look like her handwriting?
No, but she did
Oh.
copy. She did copy it in her own handwriting.
She copied it in her handwriting.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So her copy looks like
So
her
it's you
handwriting.
see, there's the original
So it doesn't
manuscript.
look like somebody else picked up her paper and wrote on it.
No.
Okay, then. That's what I was like,
Well,
oh god,
the piece
no.
of paper that she wrote on is not here. There's the impression left over by the pencil when she wrote it.
Okay,
But she
then.
took it with her.
Okay, then. Alright, I thought you were saying that it was laying on the ground.
No,
Alright.
the original manuscript is,
Is,
however.
but not her copy of it. But
Nope.
we could tell that she made a copy of it.
Yes.
And I think this is all we can get from this, but obviously this Chambliss fellow is in deep with some things that he shouldn't be.
Neil, where does your character go next? So you've been at the house, you finished, the law firm is still working on the information. They're setting out their agents.
Still trying to find out more about Meatpacking Company.
So you learned from these others that the Borkowski family is operating this scam, this predatory lending practice. So you have all the information they have up until the point that you guys split.
I'm going to the temple.
How many more credit points do you have
I
left?
actually have 4.
Okay.
So,
Oh wow,
Yeah.
you spent a lot of your money there, moneybags.
I know. Again, calling a law firm isn't cheap, and also I kind of need my organs inside. So it was money well spent. I think I'm going to go actually to the temple and do some more bureaucratic investigations, more on any kind of connections with any other.
So you're going to your bordello.
Yes.
The bordello that your character owns. All right. So you go there. They greet you warmly.
Of course.
They give you they bring you to the to your office up there.
Okay.
What are you gonna do there?
I'm going to try to get as much of the information about that of the dealings done with Chambliss Meatpacking.
None.
Also, what's his name, Wachowski. Anything?
They haven't been in here.
Well, no, they haven't been here, but within the organization overall.
Nope. But at this point, the Borkowskis have not appeared in any of the mob sites.
Okay.
They just ran their thing in the meatpacking district.
Okay, so they've not,
They've apparently been doing it under the nose of the mob.
which is quite unusual.
A little bit.
Neither Capone nor Nettie were fools.
Of course, it was Paulie Allegretti that was taking care of
Yeah, this,
protection rackets and the money flowing in from the meatpacking district. It would seem that he was following the same bit of investigation as how come Chambliss Meatpacking Plant and the Borkowskis that run the Chambliss charities were not putting money into the organization. All right, so what are the rest of you guys doing now? So it seems as if there's some resignation about moving on. If you guys just decide, we've talked to the bureau, we're done with this investigation. You guys can call it out right now. You just leave it be.
I can't leave June
and you'll
out there.
always wonder. Every time you step out on the street at night,
Every
time
you go
you
to
step
sleep.
into a basement, you're going to wonder if you're going to wake up with those beady red eyes looking down on you before being stuffed down a skull gullet.
My guy's not gonna stop this event. You already know
We
my
can't
guy's
let these
following
things
this to
exist.
its
We have to
bloody,
stop
gory
who's
end.
making them.
All right.
I have a bit of an inquiry.
Yes.
Mr. Newsman,
Yeah.
your flighty broad friend, does he seem like the speak out loud while reading type?
I don't know, Keeper. Does she?
You don't know.
Dang it,
You
Paul.
wrote the
If
character.
only
You,
I
you,
had
you
that
start
character.
wondering maybe if you shouldn't have spent more attention on her.
Then I start wondering other things.
Because I'm wondering if we might need to find her and make sure she's still herself.
That's what I was just thinking there.
This might lead to whatever makes those things.
June's in the thick of it because of me. I'm not leaving her out there. You can all go home. I won't respect you any less, but I'm going.
So, is anybody bowing out at this point? Or are you moving on?
I guess I follow.
I'll
We can't let
I don't wanna do-
these meat
I'll,
creatures be create
after
more.
my investigation,
I'll-
Yeah.
Chambliss, the meatpacking company, I'd also would try to investigate the piece of leather more.
Who?
The piece of leather.
Oh, yeah, you look at it.
I'll look at it and go through
It
my,
appears
meat
so. A 0-point archaeology spin. It appears to be written in some type of ichor. You're not familiar with this form of ink. Seems totally bizarre to you.
That's not nice.
Is it?
what?
It's not there with your character. So
Oh, okay.
Again, with the knife on the table off the side, I'll investigate the characters on there.
they appear to be like they've been dribbled, as opposed to actually written in pen.
Was there any meaning behind them or anything?
You,
Just like
you
random
get the feeling that
characters.
you're not going to find much more information here.
Out
That the
there,
real
right?
answers are going to be either at the Borkowskis, at the plant itself, at the stockyards.
Okay.
So
So-
you get the feeling that wherever Allegretti got this from, it's going to be there.
Alright, well, I'm going.
You're going to have to find Chambliss.
So we're going to find June.
Bring, bring, bring,
He's-
bring.
I'm going to actually go to.
He's gearing up for war.
Nigel, your phone rings. You pick it up. The law firm has found some interesting information for you. So apparently, this is what they tell you. The records that, in addition, so they tell you everything that you knew already from the municipal plant, from the municipal building. In addition, you also find the record that the records show that two things: the money that the Chambliss Meatpacking Plant is spent on two things. One of them is the purchase of large quantities of livestock.
Yeah.
Two, the Chambliss charities. They cross-reference the address listed for the charity and reveals that they're all deeded to one Cyril Borkowski. Now you can hear the lawyer starting. Do you have to assess honesty?
No.
Anything like psychology? Anything like?
No, archaeology, history, law.
Okay.
library,
You can hear there's a tension in his voice, but you can't determine what it is. Cyril also owns a number of other properties scattered throughout the meatpacking district. According to the records, in 1906, the owner of the meatpacking plant Andrew Chambliss started selling off his family's other properties and business interests until only the meatpacking plant remained. Chambliss has not lived in his ancestral home for almost 2 decades. It was sold off to a man named Sax Carmody, who died 2 years ago, and his widow still lives there. In the past 25 years, they find that what's weird is not what they found, but what they didn't find. The meatpacking plant has not had a single recorded inspection for health, labor, or building codes. It has not been listed as a product provider to any FDA files. In fact, they had to go up to, they had to contact the FDA themselves to get this information. Make me a stability check. How does a building that is as large as the Chambliss Meatpacking Plant go completely under everybody's radar?
300 dice.
You take 2 stability loss from that,
That's
that is unnerving. It is, nobody has inspected it. Nobody has gone near it. People, you see it every day. You know where it's at. Yeah. Everybody knows where it's at. But there's not a single recorded bit of information about anybody actually going in and looking at it.
Okay. Now, I do have a question. Any of these buildings sold off by Chambliss, have they been bought by Bukowski?
No. What happens is the money that it would seem that all the money that Chambliss had liquidated, all the assets he had liquidated, went directly either to the Chambliss charity or directly into the purchase of cattle.
Okay.
He's only been doing there's only been 2 things done with the money.
Now, with the receipts, with the sales of these buildings, or the sales of assets, coincide with the purchase of.
There was a lot of activity early on,
okay,
but it has dissipated over the years. Now only you can see that there are these properties deeded to Cyril Bukowski. There are a number of them strewn throughout the meatpacking district, based off of what you've heard from Henry Patrick Allen in his investigations with Henry Chapa. These would be the houses that the Bukowski family owns, and they're using for their not extortion, but for their predatory lending scheme.
Okay.
Yeah, they're extortion.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
They're bringing money out of these people. So it would seem that not only did Andrew Chambliss go out of his way to liquidate as much money for the charity and for the purchase of meat, it would seem that the Bukowski family is perpetuating, trying to get money any way they can. All right, so we're going to put a pause on that, and we'll get back to you guys. So where are you guys headed to next?
I want to say June's house.
All right. So you're walking down the stair steps.
I was actually wondering.
You make me a sense trouble test.
No, 2.
Okay. So there is. So you guys are walking down back towards your car, when 2 men stick their arms out of a passing car and unload a pair of Tommy guns in your direction.
Jesus.
So you're all going to take 1 attack each.
Athletics.
They're going to spend. So they spent 3 points each. So that's a 6 for you. That's going to be a 4 to hit you. Then it's going to be. Let's see. They're going to spend 3 points each. You're hit 3 points each. So yeah. So you're both hits. You're all going to take. You're going to take damage.
Son of a gun.
So yeah, that's going. You're all going to take 2 points of damage each.
I can take 2 points of damage.
And you can hear the woman inside screaming, and you hear. And the car just screeches off another direction.
Woman screaming?
Well,
did I notice the scar?
After it passes, you notice that there is a mark on the front fender, and it was forest green.
I believe someone is trying to...
Did anybody drop to 0 or below from that attack?
No, I'm on 4.
Okay, then you guys all just got winged.
We were spread out far enough, and they weren't.
Yeah,
really
so
angry.
your hit rolls were 4, and because they were basically spray firing, your hit thresholds were, I think, 4 apiece as well.
Yes.
So
okay then, I can. Okay then, pick up. Everybody all right?
So apparently, make me stability tests. Somebody just tried to kill you.
Yeah, poor job of it.
1.
1. Oh, okay.
Poor fly boy. 4. Nice.
4. Did anybody get less than a 4?
I got 4.
You got 4.
2 and 1.
2. What'd you get, Hunter?
I said 1.
1? Okay. You guys take 3 points of stability loss.
That brings me down to
Why are
1.
people shooting at me?
So, giant monsters, giant rock
I
monsters.
could kill those, but people are shooting at me.
Yes.
Good God.
So apparently you have enemies.
Apparently.
You recall, because most of you are there, him mentioning that he was working with, mentioned Frank Nettie.
You know
So
what?
apparently,
You're right.
Nettie has enemies, and you have drawn their attention. So, seeing as how you guys have survived, they are probably going to come around again.
And the boys that were roughing up the people at the rally were disguised as meatpacker union workers.
Well, as members of the Socialist Party.
But we didn't actually recognize them. Never mind. I thought, do
Yeah.
I know or have an idea of where to call him?
Did you set up anything ahead of time?
No, we didn't.
I asked him who he worked for.
Oh, the office.
Yeah. So you can probably send a message.
So he could call me, but I don't know where to call you.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once you get back to the editorial office, you can get a message if you want to leave him a message. Where do you want to? So where do you want to meet them at?
I'm actually going. Yeah, I'll leave a message at the editor's office. I'll tell them.
Give us a number to call you at.
I'm trying to think about where I would want to actually send them to. So
Well,
I don't want these people necessarily at my house.
Smart.
Again, yeah, that's smart. Also, I just met them. I don't know if I want them. I don't want to meet them at.
the temple.
No.
No, not the temple.
No. I will actually meet them at my antique store.
Okay.
But I will also have a couple of gentlemen from the organization there with me.
Okay, so they're gonna hire a couple of
Yeah, I'll get
of
I'll
goons.
get a couple guys with me.
All right.
Hired guns.
I'll-
Got some
Also-
mooks with you.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll do it. I'll bring Cossette as well.
Dead air.
Cossette's gonna come too.
So,
Darling, you thought of me.
yes. All right. So
Okay.
I will leave a message at the office. Tell them to meet me.
Such and such boutique.
Yeah, meet me at the antique store. Antiques on Navy Pier.
All right. So a couple hours later, you guys are there.
Yeah, I
What
was
do you
about-
next?
You have money,
Yeah,
right?
June hadn't shown back up
Nope.
at the office.
No,
I would
not
ask
that.
my, or no, I wouldn't even, could I just call her up at her place?
No.
Yep. Call her up. Nobody answers.
Nobody answers? I'd tell Jonah then, there's some queer things going on around town with the Chambliss Meatpacking business and a couple of other big figures, potentially related to one Mr. Nettie. But give me just another 2 days and I'll have you a story that's gonna sell like gold.
All right. 2 days, Henry.
Alright? And if June comes through here, keep her here.
She hasn't dropped by yet. She hasn't sent word either.
If you maybe could send somebody to our house sometime this evening to make sure and check up on her. We went and...
See what we can do.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Jonah. You're a good man.
Yeah, we look after our own.
We gotta. Nobody else will. So we go and meet him at the antique store then.
Now I will get one more item, and I'm sure I'm going to spend a credit rating for this. A whippet gun,
A whippet gun?
which is basically a Browning automatic rifle with the
Okay, that's going to be a 2-point credit rating spend to get a Browning automatic rifle.
I mean, it's a heavy
You've got
firearm.
your means. Do you
Yeah.
also have? Do you have any cop talk? Someone will have to spend a point of cop talk to get
I
that
have
too.
cop talk.
You have to spend a point of cop talk. You have to spend 2 points of credit rating.
That would brought you down to a 2 credit rating though.
yeah.
Yes, because it's a Browning automatic rifle.
In
Yeah.
1931. This
Yes.
is military.
This is
Army
You're
grade.
asking for military hardware,
I know.
so it's going to
But-
cost you.
Yo,
It's going to
stuff
cost
that
me, but it can be gotten.
it costs the
I
army
will
a
allow
premium.
it
I'll use my one cop talk to help you out with that.
because you can't shoot fear.
No, but it can be.
Could be minimized.
No, what's
Hey, does that take a cop talk off of mine now?
Yes,
Yeah.
take cop topic off of yours. Basically, he's paying you.
Well, no, I was going to get like one through the organization. The whippet ones were.
Though they can't get the Browning automatic rifle.
Because like Bonnie and Clyde had it.
Can I borrow this?
That's what
Oh.
they would take. They would steal from the National Guard armory. Take the BAR.
But still,
or
you're
shop
paying
it.
somebody to steal from a
But
National Guard
yes,
armory.
that's basically that's what the cop talk is for.
Okay.
Is basically knowing who you need to talk to get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even the mob just can't be like, oh, well, I'll just order these directly from. No, they got to get them from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere
That's what the
being
cop
a
talk is
very,
for.
very heavily armed and guarded place.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
30.
How many rounds does it come with?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
20
what
rounds
was,
of high.
But it.
30 got 6.
yeah.
And again, the whippet one.
I believe
Cut-off
this
barrel,
particular
cut-off
gun,
stock.
since it is a Browning automatic rifle, you can only fire it if you have the tripods out.
It's a heavy gun.
No, yes, it is. It's not just a heavy firearm; it's a very heavy firearm.
I mean,
We're
the thing
all
was like
armed except
15,
Hobo
20
Man over here.
pounds for this gun.
It's a very heavy. It does +2 damage, but it requires you to use a bipod or to lay prone to fire.
Really?
Yes,
Okay,
the
I
rules
didn't
are right
read
here.
I didn't read that in there. So
Do you still want it?
Requires bipod or prone firer.
I mean,
It is
it's
a
heavy-
mounted machine gun.
no, I know exactly what it is. Its original purpose was walking fire. They put in a cup and fire from the hip like that, just to expression.
Yeah, just to have a lot of
it's
really
not-
big bullets going that way.
Okay, it's not a Becker's.
So it's not
30
something that you can shoot and move. It's, I'm going to say it'll take an action just to deploy it
All right, so
before
yeah.
you actually use it,
All right, so I'll.
and
Now-
another action to pick it up and
Could
then run
you
with it.
fire it from the hip at a disadvantage of some kind, or difficulty up by 1 or 2?
I'll have to increase the difficulty check by 2 to hit.
All right, I'll.
Well, I mean,
okay.
again, if we're going up against humans,
And you'll also have. And I'll do the same thing as with the elephant gun. You'll have to make an athletics check just to remain standing.
okay, just give it to big boy over there, and give him the Thompson. But
You know,
no, again, not all the things that we're fighting are supernatural. If you were just some mook in Chicago and you hear, do, 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 you're ducking for cover.
Eventually, I want to get a better gun than a 32.
This would probably. It looks like they're all arming up. You could probably ask one of them
Actually-
for a gun.
Actually,
for a better gun.
What I'll do is instead of getting the BAR, I'll just bring my infield.
Oh, just an infield.
That's right. You did have the infield at
Yeah.
all. Okay.
So no BAR. You still got.
Okay,
your
so
backpack.
if you don't want to,
I
if you're
could
not getting the
hand-
BAR, you can you get those points back.
Yeah.
I could hand him a grenade so he just goes in like.
You've
brick
still got
with a
those
grenade.
4 grenades.
No.
I do.
No
I
suicide
got another
bombers.
question.
This is
now.
Japan.
With
So wait,
using
you're
points
not
and
getting the.
explosives,
Running?
should I get some jury-rigged, not jury-rigged, but some
Homemade.
homemade explosives?
That's a check, you know.
Okay.
Or
All right.
What?
Make me a check.
I'm gonna.
Of what?
He's making explosives in his kitchen.
But I mean, what skill? But what skill?
Explosives.
All right.
Okay.
So I will actually. Use,
gonna-
hope that
You were
doesn't
improvising
explode in your
explosives in a
face.
kitchen.
all right. So
Molotov cocktails.
I did it at ends of B, ends of COVID. I didn't
Roll
have
me a
to-
check.
Wanna meet
So
my
I will
best
actually
friend?
use 2 points to make sure I don't blow myself up.
All right.
Because that sounds like a
Things
wise
that
idea
you're-
to not
Yeah.
blow myself up.
6
on a dice.
You seem like the type of person
Yeah.
who.
Yeah. You make them. You make
Treats.
1 bomb.
Nice.
Now, what kind of nail bomb, Molotov? What are we talking here?
Do you want it to be incendiary, fragmentary, or concussion?
Hey,
Incendiary.
All right. Incendiary it is.
Steven.
Great. Now we're gonna have
You have
a
a fire.
14
You have
foot
a. You now
flaming
have.
meat
Now you have
monster.
a firebomb with you.
Jesus.
I was small
She
chatting
made
with him.
napalm.
You
Rats.
you are so lucky you made that check because I probably would have killed your character right there.
Okay, what was the DC? Just
It was 6.
Oh.
If you had
Spent 2
failed,
points.
it would have failed. It would have blown up, and you would have taken. I believe it was 1d6 plus 6
Okay,
damage.
okay.
So wait, hold on. You spent 2 points, so that's...
And if you drop below 0, you die. So
You would have had to know 4
yes,
on the
you would have
dice.
died. Yes,
Jesus.
and the rest of you would be running for your lives because the building would be on fire.
Hey, I wouldn't have to.
So you come in.
All of this rolls to
Fire.
One of my problems.
So
would be
We
okay,
come in, does anybody smell gas?
yeah, make me a stability test. Everybody else.
Except
Actually,
for...
everybody make me a stability test for that because you're making bombs,
He
improvised
made a
bombs.
napalm bomb in his...
I left for a bathroom for 1 second,
You're good.
and I gotta come back to say,
6,
Billy,
you're
what
good.
the
What's
hell
on
are you
there?
guys doing?
1,
6.
That's a 1.
That's a
Go
1.
figure.
Yeah, you lose 1 point each for
Okay,
if you
so
fail.
I'm back down to 1.
I got
fa-
6.
You're fine. If it was a DC 4. If you
We're just a
you
little
pass.
bit disturbed by our anarchist cookbook over here.
Alrighty, so now that you're armed to the teeth, where are you going?
My guys, again, I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Is there a way that any of you blokes can get me a better gun than a 32?
You little 32 snow nose. Let's get him. You got a 1911 on you? I only
You
got
probably
my
have a
1.
collection of them, yeah.
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 I get, yeah.
Okay.
1 full clip of it.
Yeah. That's how many?
7 rounds.
It's more than 6, and they're a lot bigger bullets.
Yeah.
45 ACPs. They're nice.
Am I gonna still be carrying my 32, or is that give
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I'm carrying a backup.
I just got my 1 trusty and a backup clip. I don't have a
Kimbo.
second gun.
Alright.
No, you firearms
So
is that.
first
high.
up, when they get there, well, good to see you, gentlemen, again.
Good to know that you're still alive.
Good to be alive. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So, alright. But as y'all may be aware, that I'm a man of means and I don't forget my friends. So Cubans. I'll hand
Pass
it to
it.
Cuban cigar. I'll actually get
This is the Left 4 Dead scene right here.
I'll pass them all Cuban cigars if they take them.
So from what we've managed to discern on our own private investigation, everything leads back from Eddie, June, Allegretti, all of it leads back to the Chambliss Meatpacking Plant. In that building is where we need to get.
Oh
And
yeah,
need
do you tell them about the incantation thing we found?
to- maybe later when the knife isn't involved.
All right, and I believe that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will find out the stunning conclusion to this episode hopefully next time.
Hopefully.
Thank you very much.